rock bottom, where most people quit, but the strongest people rise from. See, nobody likes being at rock bottom. It feels awful. It feels miserable. You don't know where to go. You've lost hope. You don't know what to do with your life. But if you manage to find that light in the darkness, what if that awful moment could be the beginning of your greatest transformation? Getting knocked down sucks, but what matters more is how you get back up. See, in order to get out of rock bottom, you have to acknowledge that you're at rock bottom. Most people that are hooked on something and don't want to admit it can never escape it because they can never admit it. Think of your friend who's addicted to maybe vaping. They always say they want to quit, or that they don't have an addiction, that they could quit whenever they wanted to, but they can't. They try to, they repeatedly try again and again, but yet they see no success. They stay in the same loop over and over, denying that they're in any situation and not finding a way to escape. Once you acknowledge that you have reached rock bottom, that you have something that needs to be changed, you know that you can change something. After you acknowledge that you have a situation that you want to escape from, you have to take control of what you can take control of. There's a lot of factors in life that impact how your life will turn out, but a lot of them you can't change. You can't control what other individuals will do. You can only control what you do. And that's why we have the 3 C's: control, chance, and change. Understanding what's in your control is essential. Realizing that you can't control what other people do. They act in their own free will. But realizing that you can control what you do will change the game. If you don't realize that you can control your actions, but you can't control others, and you are always impacted by other people's, that means you're not in control of yourself. You need to control yourself and what you do so that you can change your mindset. Which leads us to the second C, chance. You have to take a chance on certain changes. If you do the same thing over and over and over again, that is called insanity. Taking a chance on a change may or may not work, but not taking a chance will not work. And finally, change. Once you've taken enough chances, you're gonna find something that clicks. It's gonna start making a change. It's gonna start growing. It's gonna start helping you, improving you, helping you learn about what works better for you. A lot of times people put themselves in the situations they're at. When you're at rock bottom, you feel like there's nothing that you can do. You feel like you're devastated. You've lost all hope. You've lost all control. But once you start changing the narrative from something like I lost or I failed to something like I learned, you will have a new light. You'll have a new platform and a new way forward to learn and to improve yourself. The way that your mind perceives yourself is the way that you'll act towards yourself. If you see yourself as somebody with no hope, no chance, your body will act like there's no chance. They'll act like it'll do whatever it can because, or wants to, because it can't do anything to improve it. Computers are powerful, and that's because of certain things that work within them. Those systems help computers function at speeds that our minds can't process. Why wouldn't you do the same? Once you implement systems into your life, certain things like hitting the gym, waking up at a certain time, amount of water that you want to drink, or reading, whatever it might be, you create a set of systems that help you work towards a certain goal, help work towards getting out of rock bottom. Putting beneficial and helpful habits in your life will never hurt you. It'll only make you closer to your dreams and closer to where you want to be in life. So why not implement them as soon as you possibly could? Making big change in your life is a big task. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of discipline, and a lot of momentum. That momentum starts with a single win. You have to realize that to get to the big picture, you have to place the first piece of the puzzle. And from that first piece, you continue adding a single piece at a time, and next thing you know, you have a beautiful picture in front of you. Don't get discouraged by trying to become a completely different and better individual because it seems like it's so far away. Rather, take a look at your day-to-day life and realize, what did you do that day that made you become closer to who you want to be at the end? Taking these small little wins will help your mind break down your growth and your journey to something that it can manage to process. Everybody's had situations in their lives where they felt like they were lost. They didn't know what was happening. They felt like they had just failed. They didn't know where they were going to go in the future. And I had one of those too. I remember when I was applying to college, I was applying to a bunch of different schools, trying to get in, trying to be excited for what I was about to learn. Trying to apply to business schools, and I was getting accepted to a bunch of business schools. The one school I wanted to go to, I didn't get accepted. I went to Illinois and I wasn't in the business school, and that hurt me. The thing is, I didn't let it change me or bring me down all the way. I realized that I could move forward. There's another thing. So I went to school and I realized that I could still transfer into the business school. I applied, and I did all the certain things that they required me to. And guess what? I still didn't get in. I got denied twice from the school I wanted to go to for the specific major I wanted. See, a lot of people would sit there and be lost and not know what to do with their lives. But time waits for nobody. I started thinking about it. I realized that I was lost. I didn't know where I was going to go. So I found what I wanted to do next, joined my major, econometrics, and I went from there. I changed my perspective from being stuck up on not getting into the business school and being happy that I'm in this school. I learned that I'm smart and I can do other things. Just because I didn't get accepted to this one particular thing doesn't mean that my whole life's over. I can find a different route. See, understanding that not every single situation is going to go your way is essential skill in life. Not everything will always go the way you want it to. You just have to be able to adapt. I want you to think about a time where you were knocked down, or something that's going on in your life right now that you aren't very satisfied with, something that's bringing you down. And I want you to write it down on a piece of paper, because that is step one. Step one is acknowledging what's happening to you. Once you have that, it becomes something that you can tackle and take care of. You can break it down to go step by step and figure out the best solution to get to where you want to be. See, because resilience isn't about avoiding the storm. It's about learning how to dance in the rain.